Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Monday. Hopefully, everybody's off to a good week. Uh, Welcome to Makeover Monday, week 39's Watch Me Viz. This particular week, we are taking on a Viz 5 challenge. These are always a bit of a struggle to me, so I'm curious to see how I get along with it this week. First off, if you could please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications. That'll let you know of any new content that comes out, any uh, any live streams that are scheduled, tips that I create, any of those sorts of things. That'll give you a notification that that you will see, and then you can get straight to the content. Okay, so this week, again, we're taking on a Viz 5 challenge. So let's get started. And as we're going along, if somebody could please just leave a quick note in the chat that you can hear me, that would be great. Thank you very much. Okay, so must be able to hear me because you are saying good morning. So first off, I'm going to go over to the data.world page, and let's have a look here. So for week 39, we have an original visualization. It looks like it's about visualizing gender equality. All right, and I don't see a link to the original data source, so I wonder if I can open this up and make it any bigger. Okay, so open a new tab. Oh, okay. Oh, here we go. Okay, so here's the original. And it looks like it's just simply a percentage of females married by the age of 18, includes 128 countries, etc. Okay, so first off on the map, I wouldn't have all of the numbers on there because they're quite hard to see, and I don't understand why there is a diverging color palette. That typically means good or bad. So I don't know what the midpoint is. Let's say it's 38. That means like 38% is either good or bad. I think that's probably, I would think it's all bad if they're married under the age of 18, especially if they're forced to be married under the age of 18. And then on the right-hand side, it's just a simple comparison between the males and the females, the bar representing the females and the yellow circle representing males, but the yellow circles are very, very hard to see. So let's go to the data source and see what we have here. So this is on Unicef. Very good. And let's see here. Let's take a quick read of the article. Let me scroll back to the top. I don't know why it scrolled us all the way back down. Marriage before the age of 18 is a fundamental violation of human rights. Okay. Okay, it's a violation of rights regardless of the sex. Child marriage also often results in early pregnancy and social isolation. Okay. All right, just having a quick scan through. Nothing particularly stands out there. Nothing that I wouldn't have expected to read. Child marriage among girls. Okay, so this is showing the levels between girls getting married or women aged 20 to 24 who were first married or union before age 15 or before age 18. Okay, so the red bar is age 15 and the yellow bar is age 18. Okay, the prevalence of child marriage is decreasing globally, so maybe we have some kind of time series in our data set. And then child marriage among boys, this one is broken out by country, not by region. Okay. All right, and there's the data set. Okay, so let's have a look at the data. So data 2020, I went ahead and downloaded it already. Oops. And let's sort it by date. Jeez, what the heck's going on here? I don't know why these columns are so big now. There we go, do it that way. So child marriage. So we might have a time series, or we might not. Let's see what comes up here. Okay, so let me just go ahead and expand this out. It looks like we have a country, and then we have females married by the age of 15, females married by 18, and males married by 18. Okay, so because these two are both 18, if I'm going to compare males and females, I would probably ignore the one that's by age 15. We've got a list of countries. Okay. All right. Now, the original vision, or this website has these regions as well. So I wonder if I can find the regions somewhere. So let me see. So Unicef, country to region. Okay, so we got regional classifications for Unicef. Right. So let's see here. Okay, so it gives us a list of countries. All right, so it's not in a, doesn't look like it's in any kind of file. So I'm going to just copy these. I'm going to do this the hard way. I want to bring that data in, so let me just see if I can do some quick cleanup on this. And I'm going to paste it in. Oh boy. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Okay, there we go. Great. So first off, I'm going to get rid of all of these blank rows. So a bit of data prep this week, I suppose. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so I'm going to just delete those rows. And then I want to have the region next to these. I'll just put region here. And this is going to be equal to that. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so adjust the values. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to call this column country. And I'm going to now get rid of, so let me just sort this by the blanks. Okay, so now I can get rid of all these rows as well. Oops. Great. Okay, so we've got region, we've got country. Okay, so let's just set this all to 12 and Calibri. I don't know why I'm bothering with this, but okay, there we go. So we've got the region, we have all the countries, but all the countries are separated by semicolons. So let me save this file. And let me save it out to the same place where my other data is, data. And what do I want to call this? I'm going to call this Unicef regional classifications. Regional. Okay, so now I need to join these together. I'm going to try to do it in, no, I can't do that. First, I need to split all these out by the semicolon. Okay, so let me just go ahead and start Alteryx because that'll be easier. All right. Just give this a second. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. What I'm going to try to do is take each of those countries that were separated by semicolons. Come on, open back up. All of these countries that were separated by semicolons and split them all out and then try to join them back to these here. So, sorry, I run Alteryx on Parallels, so it takes a few minutes to start up sometimes. And don't forget, if you have any questions, you can go ahead and post those in the chat, and if I see them, I'll answer them. All right. Now I could probably try to do this with directly in Tableau or in Tableau Prep, but they don't allow splitting more than 10 countries. And if I look at, or more than 10 semicolons, you see just here in this last one, it needs to be split into, oh, I don't know, tons of them. So yeah, so I can't, it has to be more than 10, so that's why I'm going to use Alteryx. Okay, so okay, and Denise, it's called Alteryx with a Y. It's like Alter YX because Alteryx started out as a spatial tool. So they're trying to alter the Y and the X. Okay. I don't know why it's being so slow, but thanks for being patient with me. And for any of you that might be in America, don't forget to vote. I'm sending in my absentee ballot today. It's always quite fascinating to me how low voter turnout is in America. It's quite sad. All right, what is going on here? I don't know why this is taking so long to start. Okay, while that's going, let's have a look at the data here. So we've got all of these countries. I don't see any, sometimes there's aggregations in the data as well, but I don't see any. Okay, so that looks okay. And like I did last week, I'm going to go ahead. So I know we're going to be looking at some data that's comparisons. So we're going to want to compare two metrics. At least that's what I'm thinking. We've got the male and the female. So I'm imagining we're going to look at comparisons. So I showed this chart guide last week. And let's see. And yeah, Hitesh, you could use Alteryx, but I'm sorry, you could use Excel, but then pivoting the data becomes quite difficult. Okay, so these are some of the examples we could look at for looking at kind of the differences between things. So I'm going to leave this up, and I'm also going to bring up some of my other ones. Let's see. I think it's this one maybe. All right, let's see if Alteryx is running yet. Ah, it's starting. Okay. And also I want to use Alteryx because I hate Excel. And I'd like to have it all in one file. But usually Alteryx starts right up. I think it's just because I've got the streaming software running as well as running parallel. So I don't know what the heck's going on here. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, okay, maybe we got something here after all. Okay. This is very frustrating. I was using Alteryx earlier today and it started right up, so it must be just things competing for memory on my computer. Oops, I just started Spotify by accident. Okay, come on. Okay, so I'm just going to bring in the data. And I'm going to start off with the, I'm going to bring in the, oh my gosh, this is driving me crazy here. It's so slow. I'm losing a lot of time. It's already 4:15. Okay, so select the file. I want to go to quick access. And let's see. I have it on, where did I just save it? OneDrive. Okay, so let me, right. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So we're going to pick the sheet we want to input. And I know it's that sheet, so that's okay. And I want to just put a text to columns in here. And this is going to allow me to split out the data by the semicolon. Okay, come on. This is killing my momentum. So the field I want to split is the country. I want to split it by semicolon. And then I want to, I think it's a semicolon and a space, but I'll just leave it semicolon for now. I'm going to split it into, I have no idea how many columns are, but I know it's not 100. And let's run that. So Lena, I can't use Tableau Prep because Tableau Prep doesn't let you split more than 10 columns. So that wouldn't help me very much. Okay, so we've got the countries going all the way across. That's good. We see most of them are null out to the right. That's because we didn't have very many. So it looks like 47 countries would have been the largest in any region. Okay, so next I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to get rid of the first country column because I don't need that. And then I'm going to, let's see, so I'm going to make it tall, so it's a transpose tool. And I want my country to be copied down, and I want all the country names, or I'm sorry, I want my region to be copied down. And then let's go ahead and run that and see what it looks like. All right, so that's good. So we've got the region, that's just the header name, and then value would be country. So I can go ahead and now start cleaning this up a bit. So I'm going to put another select tool in here. I'm going to get rid of that column called name and rename value as country. And then I need to get rid of the spaces at the beginning. So if I go back here, you can see like most of these countries have spaces at the beginning. So I'm going to just use a data cleansing tool. And the field I want to update is called, come on, it's called, I want to cleanse the country. I just want to get leading or trailing white space. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so now we've got our nice clean data, but we probably also have a lot of nulls because when we pivoted those, so I need to get rid of all of the null columns as well. So if I scroll down here, you see I've got a lot of null countries. So I want to filter those out. Okay, so I'm going to go to country, and I want the ones that are not null. And I'm going to go ahead and run that again. Okay. And I should be left with just the countries. Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to bring in my other data set and join them together. I'm going to bring in that Viz5 data set this time. Okay, so let's go to Files, Select, and Viz5. All right, so now I'm going to join these together. Join the, shoot. That's annoying. So let me switch that to the true. Let's see. Oh, okay, forget that. Okay, let's join these together. Should join by country. So country to country. I don't need the country name twice, so I'm just going to get rid of it once. I'm going to actually, I know I don't want those that are married by 15, so I'm going to get rid of those as well. And let's run. And okay, so we get lots of joins, that's good. Okay, and I want the left. So these would be all of the ones that did not have a match. Okay, so we had a few fall out here. So for example, the Ivory Coast, Democratic Republic of Korea. Okay, so I'm going to actually look in here, Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Why does that not match? So let me copy cell without headers. Okay, so that's coming from this side. I'm just going to paste it. And then let's see, Ivory Coast. Oh wait, no, that's not right. So I want to look at my left here. And I want to find the countries that did match. Okay, so it just looks like some, yeah, so here we go. So here's a couple that didn't match. So copy cells without headers. I'm just manually doing this because I can't be really bothered. Well, let's see, get rid of that. Try that again. So copy cells without headers. And that's going to be Ivory Coast. You can see it's just some really small things. Copy without headers. Come on. There aren't that many, so that's why I'm doing them manually. So I don't know why that one didn't match, but okay, so that's two, Eswatini and Laos. Come on. So Eswatini isn't in here. Okay, so that's not in there. Let's see, if I go back to the website. If I go back here, yes, Eswatini's not there. Okay, so we can skip that one then. And then what else do we have? What was the other one? Oh, Laos. So this has two in here, so that's probably why it didn't match. Oh, I see. So some of the countries are listed twice. Let me see here. Let me go back. It's Afghanistan. So let me just search for Afghanistan, for example. Yeah. So Afghanistan is in South Asia. Okay, so I need to actually get rid of one of the, so I need to get rid of the least developed countries because it's repeating country names. So let me go ahead and run that again. Let's see what matches up. Okay, so what falls out here on the left? Okay, and on the right. So Ivory Coast did not update. Oh, maybe I forgot to save. Okay, let me try that again. Boy, I'm already 424. I haven't even built anything yet. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do some cleanup on these names manually. So let's have, no, I already have this open. So let's call this just one. I'm just going to get rid of the symbols because I think that's throwing it off. Yeah, the symbols are throwing it off. And then this one, it's a weird apostrophe, so I think that's what's throwing it off. What else do we have here? Come on. So North Macedonia. Yeah, so North Macedonia. And then Palestinian territories. Okay, so that's not, where is that here? Palestinian territories. Okay, and then I need to compare those to the same ones over here that did match. So, oh great. So, what were some of the other ones? Let's see, there was, Ivory Coast. Hopefully that's in the beginning of one of these lists. Oh, you know what? I could just look. Let me look back in Alteryx. And if I look out here on the left, I should see, oops, Western and Central Africa. Okay. I think I fixed that one already. What were the other ones that dropped out? Laos I fixed, I think. Southeast Asia. This must be like watching paint dry. Okay, and then we had Palestinian territories, which doesn't look like it's in this data set, so we'll just let that one drop out. Okay, let me save these now and see what else we have. Save both of these. And then let's run again. We should have less dropout now. Okay. And North Macedonia, I think, was not in the other data set. Okay, we're good. Excellent. So now I can output this. And let's output it to, okay, files, select. Okay, so I'm just going to call this one, let's do it as, oh, what the heck is the topic again? Child marriage. All right, and if I run that, sorry, this, I don't know why, I think Alteryx is just being slow because of having all these other things running at the same time. Okay, so that's done. So let me just verify that the file is actually there. Child marriage, that looks good. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and let's see, where's my parallels? I'm going to shut this down for now. So actions, shut down. Okay, that should just save me a bit of memory. All right, so we're finally ready. So I'm going to connect to the data. Haven't done anything in Tableau yet. Okay. Let's see, so child marriage. Okay. And we got our countries, we got our regions. Okay, good. And both of these should be numbers. So decimals. And let's make them both decimals. And can I set, okay, so let's go to the sheet. And both of these were put up here as dimensions, but I want them to be measures. And I want them both to be represented as percentages. What's the number here? So they're both, they look like they go to one decimal place. Okay, so default properties, number format percentage. So I'm going to go to one decimal. Okay, so I'm going to flip back over to my charts here and just start building some of these. So we could do maybe a side-by-side bar. So I'm going to just start at the country level and maybe put, that was what, males, let's put females as a combined axis, and maybe put measure names on color. So that just gives us kind of side by side. I think I'm going to rename these two fields as females and rename males, rename country, and rename region. I'm just renaming them all as uppercase because I got in the habit of that after I saw Ann Jackson do it. Actually, I want my countries to be all uppercase too, so let's call this country. Okay, upper country, and then I'll show you a little trick. So if I want, let's say I had country in like 10 different sheets, I want to have to go to all these sheets to swap it out. So I can right click on the field and do replace references and then pick the field I want to replace it with. And if you just watch the screen in the background, I've got country in the rows. It's going to swap it with my other country field. So that's a neat little thing. And then I'll do the same thing with my regions. Okay, now I haven't done anything with my regions yet, so that's okay. All right, so we've got that there, but that's not particularly interesting yet. So I'm going to flip it around. And I think I did this a couple weeks ago, but I'm going to put country onto detail and then make it a line. And that gives me like a slope graph. So I'm going to actually make this just on detail. Okay, so what does that look like? Nothing particularly interesting because the females are so much higher than the males. Now, one thing I probably should do is get rid of any countries where they both don't have a value. So let me see if I can figure that out. So if I do this again and I'm just going to make a table because there were some, like for example, Algeria here does not have a value for males. So countries, let's see. No, I could probably just do it with a set. So let's do country create set and use all condition country. Let's see, no, is null country. I don't know if it's going to let me do this or not. Okay, so that's going to say is null is true, or no, I want to do is null on the female, or is null on the male. And what does it say now? Formula must be an aggregate. Ah, okay, so let's just do this as a min. Okay, and I'm going to just put that here and see what it does. So the ones that are in the set are the ones that should have a null anywhere. So if I sort this, I go to the bottom. Okay, so these are all the ones I want to exclude. So I'm going to edit my set, and I'm going to call this countries to exclude. And now that I have this set up properly, pardon the pun, I'm going to go to the General tab, and oh, I can't do an exclude. Okay, that's fine, just hit OK. And then I want to just exclude the ins. Okay, and then I'm just going to add that to everything using the data source. Now we go back over to this sheet. Those are all gone. Okay, so the slope graph isn't particularly interesting. We didn't have any time series. Okay, what else could we do then? So let's flip back over. We did side by side. We could try diverging. I don't know if that's going to help much. So I'm going to put measure values on the columns. And let's make the males negative. And then if I put this onto color, we should see the axes go opposite directions. And maybe let's sort by, so let's sort the countries, come on, by the females. All right, okay, so what does that look like then? So if I make it fit entire view, I know it's gonna look terrible, but okay, so that's a diverging bar. It's not terrible, it's not great, but it's not terrible. Diverging. All right, that's one. That's that bar chart there. Deviation. So I could do males minus the females. So let's create a new calculation. So let's call this one female deficit. Let's see. What do I want to call this? Female versus male. And I'm just going to do that minus, oh no, males minus the females. Hit OK. And now if we put that on the columns and put country in the rows, and we sort that. Okay, so that's always a negative number, which makes sense. So the country where it's most, I guess, upside down would be Niger. Okay, I don't like that one though, so I'm going to just grab that. This is called a deviation. Okay, but maybe what I could do, if I go back over, maybe if I look at one bar on top of the other, so males, but this time I'm going to put measure names onto color, and it's going to stack them on top of each other, but I want to turn the stack marks off. And then let's move the males to the front. So now we can always see how do the males compare to the females. And then let's sort these by, let's sort this by the field, descending, females. Okay, so now we can see the females and the males together. So we can, so what this is doing now, if I click on males, for example, you see it starts at 0. If I click on females, you can see it also starts at 0. So we're able to kind of see how do the men compare to the women here. So this is a bar on bar. And if I duplicate that, I could turn these into circles. And that gives us the 2 dots. And then I could maybe, let's make this a line. Okay, and dual axis. So this is like a peas in the pod, or whatever you want to call it. And let's move these to the back. So now I've got my gray lines in the back. And if I make those a bit larger, you can see the circles will start to fit inside of it. So yeah, there we go. So that's basically the same thing as this. We're just connecting kind of the end of the orange bar to the end of the blue bar. So this is our dot plot. Okay, so that's kind of, or dumbbell chart, whatever you want to call it. A dumbbell chart's the same, except it doesn't, the line just goes in between them instead. So the difference would be, so if I duplicate this and I change my line width to, maybe something like that, then this is a dumbbell. So basically the same thing. And we could call this one peas in a pod. Okay, stacked bars we just did. Okay, lollipop I'm not going to do. Bullet graph. Okay, so we could look at, maybe we take the bar on bar. Let's duplicate that. And let's call this one, this is going to be, I don't know, let's call it, it's not really a bullet graph, but let's try bar with reference line. And this time I'm going to take the males and just put it onto detail. And I'm going to take the male, let's see, drag on an average line for each cell. Okay, it just stuck it at the end of the line, which is annoying. Oh, let me just undo. Let's go to reference line cell. And I want my line to be the males. Let me make it a bit thicker so I can see it. Okay, so that just shows you the difference between the males and the females. And if I put that other field we did on color, you can kind of see the difference then. So, the darker the color, the more it's shaded toward the worse the females are compared to the males. Okay, don't love that one either. Radial doesn't make sense. Oh, let's do a word cloud just because I hate them. So let's put country on size, and let's put maybe males onto size, and country onto detail. That gives us a tree map, which is terrible. But if I make it text, it then gives us a word cloud. So I'll put that on text, and you get something like that. Don't do that. So let's call this terrible word cloud. And let me duplicate that, and let's just make this automatic. And let's call this, let's make it even worse by putting region on color. Let's make this even pretty awful tree map. Okay. What else could we do here? Radar. Okay, we didn't look at scatter plot, so let's look at that. So I could compare the females and the males. I'm going to make these by default. I'm going to make them a median because I may want to maybe aggregate up to the region level. But what I'm going to look for here is to see if there's concentrations of certain regions in certain areas of the chart here. So if let me just make these circles, and I'm going to put region onto color. Okay, so now if I highlight these, do I get any kind of, I don't get anything, any kind of clusters in particular. Okay, what if I try, let me see here. This is a, what's the word I'm looking for? Trellis. There we go. Oops. Yeah, so here's my calculations. So let me just copy those. I'm going to lay these out in a small multiple by region and see what it looks like. So this is my X. So no, let's just call this columns. And I just save these so I don't have to remember them later. And then let's create another calculated field. I think I did this a couple weeks ago as well. Rows. Okay. I want these to both be discrete because I wanted to split the view up by rows and columns. So my idea here is I want it to give me a different, so by country, I want it to give me a different box for each region. Okay, I think I got that backwards. Okay, no, that's not right either. So country and region, restart every region. Match the columns. Table calc. Okay, I'm not configuring these correctly. The idea here was to have these kind of in little corners. Why is that not working? Compute using country. That should be right. Compute using country. Huh. That is strange. I would have thought what I'm trying to do is get a grid here of the regions so I can see sort of clusters of them. That's annoying. And when I compute using region, I'm just getting one field. Yep, one chart again. Okay, let's just get rid of those. Right. So this isn't particularly helpful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a bit better if I. Why can't I? This is annoying. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to duplicate the female and make that a line, and then put on a trend line on just the females. You'll see what I'm going to do here in a second. I'm going to make that transparent. So I can see just the trend line. I'm going to make this a dual axis and synchronize. So what that's going to do now is this is showing the relationship between the male and the female. Let me take measure names off of the color. So this is showing you in every country, or just about every country, except for maybe Tonga, the Maldives, and looks like, yeah. So what I've done here is I've kind of set a 45-degree angle here, so you can see every country is below is below that 45-degree line, which means it's heavier toward the females. Okay, so this is my scatter plot. Let me duplicate this. And now I'm going to stick in a, let's put an average in for both of these. So now we get like little quadrants. But my quadrants, these are kind of like the worst. On the upper left, the not as bad. On the upper left, the lower right, etc. So do they have any goals? If I go back here to this article, I don't see any. Okay, lower. I don't see any goals or anything like that. Let's see. So, okay. So that's not very useful then. All right, so let's go back over here. So we've done all of these. Okay, so let's try. Okay, so we want to do relationships. So, oh, maybe we do a heat map. No, that won't work. Arc diagram, tree diagram, heat map. Okay, so that's not going to help. How about comparisons? Bar chart, bubble, bullet graph, histogram. We didn't try histogram yet. So let me clear this sheet. And I'm going to create a histogram. So bins for the females. And let's make them every 5%. And if I put that on the columns and I put count distinctive country on the rows, so you can see the distribution. And then if I do the same thing for males, create bins. Let's make those 5% as well. And if I put that on country, let's see. Well, that's not particularly helpful. Okay, so this is telling us how many countries are in each of these bins. If I make this, so 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and this one goes from 0 up to 75. Okay, what does that look like if I put some borders on? Right. So that doesn't really tell me a whole heck of a lot. Okay. Okay, so that's not very useful. Oh, we could maybe look at, let's see the distribution within each region. So let's look at, so I'll call this my histogram. And let's put, let's put region in the rows and country on detail. And how about females? Let's make them circles. And we can start to see some of the distributions a bit. So let me just stretch these out. And if I did males next to it. Okay. Right, so let's maybe do a box plot on both of them. And whiskers, I want, let's see. I guess I can just leave it for now. In the quartile range. Okay, so there aren't really very many outliers here, so that's not very useful. Okay, what if we combine them? And then maybe if I put the measure names on the rows as well. Okay. So now I can sort of see the distributions of the males versus the females here. Oh, look how blurry that is. Isn't that weird? Okay. So we see the distribution a bit better. If I take measure names off, yeah, we can't really see it as well. So this helps you see all basically everywhere the countries are to the left. The males are to the left of the females. I am still not onto anything that I like. All right, another option would be maybe to take our dumbbell. Let me duplicate that. And I'm going to change my mark type from circle to be a Gantt bar. And then I want this one to be a bar. No, I want this to be a Gantt bar as well. And I'm going to size it by the female-male ratio. Okay, so what did I mess up there? Ah, I see, it's doing it twice. All I want to do is connect between the 2 points. So between there and there. So males and females. Okay, it's not going to look that different anyway. What if I put region onto maybe the rows? So I can at least see kind of the regional layout. Okay, not loving any of this today. I told you these are hard for me, this data set. So tree map, proportional area, pictogram. Okay. So let me look at it in this view here. And let's see if I missed out on any other chart types maybe. So data viz, design. Let me just try the Tableau chart catalog. I've only got 5 minutes, so I better hurry up. Can I do a waffle chart of some kind with people figures? Probably. Okay, so let me, if I'm going to do a waffle chart, I need to, let's see. Oops. So first off, I'm going to duplicate this so I don't screw it up. And then edit my data source. And this time I'm going to, let me get rid of these 3 fields, delete. And then I want to flip these, so pivot those. And now this will be my gender. And this is percent married under 18. Okay, now I'm going to add in a waffle chart. Hopefully I remember how to do this. This is why you write blogs and create videos, because sometimes you forget how to do it. So let's bring in the waffle chart. Oh, God, I hate the new. Undo. Close. Close. So undo. I want to actually do this as a join. So I'm going to join in that. And I think I want to do Now I want this to be percent married under 18 is less than or equal to the percentage. I think that's the way I want to do it. So let's see what that looks like. Let's see, so we want column and row to both be up here. I'm just going to pick one country for now just to see if I can get it working right. I don't know what was one of the countries. Let's just pick, I don't know, Liberia, whatever. And I'm not getting it. Why am I have values missing? That's weird. So okay, this was done. Okay, I think this is it. I always forget how to do the join, so that's why I'm going to open up another workbook and see how it goes. I don't think it's going to be all that great anyway, because you have to have all the countries spread out into waffles, which will make it kind of tough, but let's see. Come on. Yeah, so something like this. Oh, I think this is the wrong. This one was done with blending. I don't want to do that. I want to do it with a join. Don't save. Waffle House, that won't do it. Waffle. Come on. Okay, so it's not. Oh, okay, let's see. So why don't I pick a different country? Edit filter. So why is this? It's only giving me 8 by 10. Yeah, Denise, I've already done that to blending. Oh, wait, I need to do, this needs to be, I think, a right join. If that's right. Nope, it must be a left join then. Edit data source. I just can't remember how to do it. Okay, well, forget it. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, there is I do have a video somewhere. I just can't remember how to do it. So let's see which ones I like. So this one's not too bad. This is like a distribution. What was this one? This is a slope. All right, so let's see which ones I like. So distribution I like, so let me color that one. Diverging I kind of like. Okay. Anything else? Okay, so let's, I'm just going to look at these one at a time. Okay, so these are my three favorites here. So in this one, I would probably I wonder if I did. Yeah, that looks terrible. Okay, but I could do a reference band. No, I want to do a distribution band. And I want to go from, I'm going to do percentiles, 95th percentile. And I want to fill above, fill below. Okay, it's not letting me, so I'm screwing that up as well. So that's one standard deviation. Yes, this just shows you kind of one standard deviation. And then if I do a, I wonder what median with quartiles would do. Okay, yeah, that's what I was trying to do. And is that the same thing that the box plot does? So that goes like from here to there. Yeah, it's about the same. Okay, so this shows you kind of the distribution here. So let me just click on one of these and edit. And if I did no line, what would it look like? Okay, so it still has a median line. Okay, so the median, I could maybe make the median line black. Okay, so then we see the median. Oh God, these are terrible. The deviation's okay, not great. Maybe I'll just go with this. I don't know, I don't like it. Okay, so let's try to do then, what I want to do is I want to label inside of the bars. So let me duplicate measure names. And I want to make these Gantt bars. And then I want to put the label on there and then label it to the left. Okay, so now if I synchronize these, dual axis, synchronize, this one needs to be bars. I now see the labels inside the bars, but some of them don't fit. Crapola. Okay, so maybe on I don't want to do that. I was hoping to be able to get the country name there. Okay. So maybe I will just label the Gantt bars then with the females. And that'll make, oh, it didn't make the males go away. I was hoping to have the females to the right and the males to the left. Okay, so this doesn't look good either. The distribution doesn't look great. None of these look very good. The slope graph looks terrible. This one's not awful, but I do these all the time. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Let's pick some colors here. Analytics, data. Let's see, what would be a good color palette? Don't like that. maybe the purple. Let's try that. Nope, that's too. Let's try. Okay, that's not too. Oh, maybe they have some colors that we're supposed to use. Where's the? Here we go. Okay, that's not that. Transparent image. Okay, there's no like style guide or anything, so maybe I can pick the Unicef, some colors from the Unicef website. So okay. All right, let's see if I can find the blue here. All right. Oof, that's way too bright. Okay, so maybe I should do, let me switch this one around then. Let me do females minus the males. Because then that's going to change my deviation here. Right, so maybe this story is about Tonga, because there's only one country where it's different. Okay. Okay, let's go one more idea. If anybody has any ideas, that would be great. Some of you like the, let's see. Okay, diverging bar in the barbell. So diverging bar. Yeah, it looks kind of neat. I wonder if I put region on the rows, does that make it any better? Let's make it fit width. Yeah. It's almost like a population pyramid. Okay. Yeah, I could maybe put the, if I put the country in the middle. So I'm going to make this one just a text and put the, let's get rid of measure names and put country on text. And then if we dual axis these, is that going to make it any better? Synchronize, make these bars. Okay, that's even harder to read now. Okay, so what I could do here then is if I make this, let's make that a Gantt bar, and then label them to the left. There we go. So that now shows the countries there, and I can make that. So at least puts the countries next to the bars. I don't know if I like that or not. What if I make it the females instead? And then make it go to the right. Why not a map? Because I don't think a map will look very good. That's why. The one map that might look decent is, I just looked at it the other day. Richards. I think I downloaded this one, so it's only my only concern here using this one is that, well, first off, we don't have all the countries, so you don't have all the countries in the world in the data, so yeah, I'm not going to use that. We only have a subset of countries. All right, I need to finish. So it's either that, the distribution. The distribution's not too bad. Okay. And I could just get rid of, I wonder if it looks like if I just get rid of that. No, that's even harder. Okay, so I don't like that one. So I think it's between one of these two. So let me remove the color from this one. Okay, so if I put region in here, or I could maybe just let the user filter by region. If I show the filter, let's say I just look at one of them for now. Okay. I'm trying to now just get the labels to the left. Sorry about the kind of struggle this week. It's not very good. So it puts the labels there. And now if I hide that, how does that look? Ah, that's worse. This is where the undo button is really good. Okay. If I did a map, you've got the circles, and we've got you could maybe put the male versus the female in color, but you shouldn't do it like this because then you can't compare the size. You also see how we've got some sparse countries here. So if I were going to do it, I might make them circles, but yeah, that's not very useful. So it doesn't tell me anything. Just tells me which countries were looked at. So bar on bar. Okay, butterfly. So I think I can get rid of that. And then, so if I set this as, let's show the filter. So what's the median within the regions? So let's do region, median male, median, oh no, label. No, I don't want to do it that way. So this is going to show me the males and the females. So that's the median across each region. So I could maybe do something like that. What if I did that and then I had, if I flip it the other direction. Okay, so I've got, so these charts are basically the same, just one, so the diverging one, you're trying to compare the bar that goes to the left to the one that goes on the right, which I think is harder. So I could put this here and then make it discrete. So this is going to show me how much less. So percentage. So let's see, let's make sure that's right. So Females is, okay, I need to put both of these on tooltip. So the males are 32, the females are, sorry, males, females 30. Okay, so that looks right, 21.9. Okay. So this is now showing us the difference between the males and the females. So this is how many more females. Okay, so let me try this one more time. Duplicate. I think I did this chart already, but I'm going to do it again. Okay, so this is telling us how often is the females greater than the males. If I look at my scatter plot, something like that. So this is showing me every country. Let's see, so let's sort the countries by the female versus male. Okay. And then what I could do is I could put female versus male on color and then just make it 2 colors. So if I do maybe, yeah, I don't want to do that. Let's pick 2 colors here. And maybe let's try this. No, those are 2 gender specific colors. Okay. That doesn't look well. No, terrible. So I think I'm going to go with this deviation chart instead, but I need to find colors that work on diverging colors that work. Okay, so we want it to be, wow, that's bright. Maybe I'll just make this one like a gray. Okay, and then this can just go off. We can turn the labels on. All right, so now this tells me for each region. So if I take region off the filters. Oh God, I don't like this. Okay, so let's filter the region again. And then if I make this apply to everything, oops. And I go back to my text, right, so here. Okay, let me just try to throw this in a dashboard and see how it's going to look. So float. This is like way more difficult than I thought it would be. Sorry, it's taken me so long. So Ali, a hex I just already talked about that. A hex tile map won't work. I don't think it works well because you don't have all the countries. We don't have data for every country. It's only a select number of countries. So let's put that in there. So this is my title. Okay, and then I'm going to put a blank in there. Stick another blank in there. Okay, and then if I put my, which sheet was it here? This one in the view. So you can see it stuck my filter in the background. God, I hate this. Okay. Actually, I could probably make my line maybe dark. No, that doesn't work. Just leave it blank. And then I can hide the header. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. All right, so let's hide that. Let's see, should I get rid of the region? Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to take this other, where'd that sheet go here? And I wonder if I could. Oh, wait, I have an idea. What if so let me get rid of that. And let me remove that. Okay. So if I make this here, let's see. I wonder if I can make each of these like a little diverging bar chart. Oops. Okay, and I want to put measure names on the color. And I think I used, which colors did I use here? I used, God, I do not like these colors at all. Where's that purple color palette that I liked lately? Got a new color palette in here somewhere, and now I can't find it. Here we go. So, oh no, because we did two colors. Right, so that's not going to help. I get to the formatting, which is going to take forever, but hopefully this idea will come together. So if I change these colors now, so I want the males to be the green. Okay. All right, so let's switch this then. Let's make this males. And if I just use the brown and the gray. Okay. So what I'm thinking now is if I take measure names and I put that onto the, right. Okay, so now we've got some sort of view here. And why everybody keeps asking for a map? They look terrible. Okay, that's not going to help. Let's see, region filter. Oh. Let's do undo, and let's choose floating. Oh, it still didn't float it. That's really annoying. Okay, so let's see. If I did so if I could do a region map, what is that going to look like? So it's just going to be one for each region. But maybe if I put region. Okay, so now if I allow this filter to apply, all using this data source, and let me pick just one region. What is that going to look like? Oops, wrong one. Where'd that go? And then if I do it here and put male versus female there, and that was my, I think it was like green to brown, brown to green. And I need to make sure the 0 is always at the center. So the problem now is, where am I going to fit that on the dashboard? And maybe I could float it here in the corner. Let me see. I have an idea. So I remember there being a Workout Wednesday last year, I believe. Where is it here? And I thought I did it with this one here. Wonder if something like this would be an option. The problem is, though, I don't have a spatial file for the whole region. But I wonder if I did something like because I think if I do let me try my columns and rows again. And if I just put country on detail, so I should get a block for each one. Okay, good. And then if I make these shape, if I make this a map, I can then see the shape of each country. And then maybe I color code those male versus female. Yeah, but nobody's going to know any of the country. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, I need to be done. And I don't like any of these. All right. Let's see. So let's go ahead and I'm going to report that person. Okay. There's some spam comments going on here, so I'm reporting them. So I'm going to hide the user. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I don't know if you guys could see the spam there. It's really unnecessary. All right. So what do we go with? This one's not too terrible. But I've done this so many times. If I go back to my here, I think I did it. So I've done it once. There's the other one I was trying to do. So this is kind of similar to what I just did, but they all look kind of samey. Slope graph, we did that. And we only have 2 metrics to compare. See, I did it again there. Okay, let me try one more thing. So if I do, where was it here? This is a real struggle today. This is quite embarrassing. Okay, I could say something like choose a region. And I want to make it only don't show all. Okay. So what I could do is I could count the number of countries that are, because I think if I go through these one at a time, Tonga is the only country. Maybe if I put here, let me put a median line on. Median across the view. What's that look like? Okay. Well, I don't know. I hate this. The other option is to maybe just make it taller. Oops, wrong button. So that's, and if I sort the regions maybe by them, yeah, that's okay. They're alphabetical. That's good enough. Okay, so I need to be done with this. I'm kind of tired of it. So this is going to be something like how much higher let's see, so this is a percent of females that are, so this is percent of female under, come back here. The highest levels of child marriage are found in sub-Saharan Africa. I don't think we have sub-Saharan Africa in our data set. Yeah, we don't. This is Eastern, oh, Eastern and Southern Africa, maybe that's it. So the highest level of child marriage are found in, all right, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make this just about the females. And let's sort by field females get rid of that. And let's put on a reference line at the pane level. I want this to be the median. Okay, and then I'm going to make my text smaller. I'm just going to try to get this now to match the original, kind of the idea behind the original visualization. So let's just pick a different color. Oh, I could probably use the blue that's in the, what was that color blue? It was, sorry, this is like really a lot of faffing around today. It's really annoying. I know it's probably quite boring to sit there and just watch me fail. But, you know, it happens. Okay, so now I can at least match the theme of that. So let me go back to my dashboard now. And if I format this, so background, and then this is like a white font. Okay, and then I want to get rid of the border and make it bigger. Okay, so if I now get this to, so maybe I should have just done this in the first place. No, I need my column, I need my row dividers. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to rotate this text. Okay, and then I can hide the field labels. Format. There we go. Okay, so let's see, does that fit for all of these? Nope. That's okay. I can make these a bit taller then. Just gonna make the names a bit simpler. Put the and signs in here. That at least gives me a bit more room on the dashboard. Okay, let me show the caption before I forget. And okay, so the data source was Unicef, if that's right. Unicef. And I like using the caption. That way I don't have to have another object in the dashboard. And my median, I'm going to format that and make the label maybe a lighter color. Maybe make it 8 point. That way it's just kind of there, but it's not too... and you see how these kind of run together. So I think this will work. If I put on my... so if I put like totals on, subtotals, and then what I can do for the subtotals is I can set them to hide, and I still get the gap there, and then I can format this and just get rid of the word total. Okay, so now I've got a blank like spacer in there. Right, so now maybe I don't need the divider lines. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if that helped. It didn't. I don't think it did. Okay, that's fine. Let me go back here. I think this is North Korea. So, Democratic, yeah, this is. Just going to try to shorten some of these longer names. I always knew this as Laos. Oops. What other ones have long names? Okay. Is that all the ones with really long names? Okay. So now I can maybe make it like this size. Okay. Good. Oops. God, this is annoying. This is driving me crazy today. Okay, we don't need the header on there. Okay, so let's come up with a title here then. Let's see. What do we have here in the original? Let's get rid of this here. Okay, and now I'm going to sort. No, I want to sort the regions as well. So sort, come on, by field, descending, females, median. Okay, so now they should be sorted from, the medians should go down as we go across. Yeah. Okay, and what year do we have here? So this is why do I have a line there going down? I don't know if you guys can see it, but I have a line going down, which is really annoying me. Well, that's okay. Okay, and then we had I'm just trying to get this one at the bottom to fit a bit better. Middle East, and North Africa. Okay, that's good enough. So I think what I want to say is I'm just going to the highest levels of female child marriage is found in West and Central Africa. And of course it doesn't fit. So this should be R found. Okay, across the globe. Okay, I'm just going to copy some of this text here. Okay, so maybe something like that. Okay, I think, yeah, so now I ended up with just a simple bar chart. Go figure. So it should be Unicef Global. They spelled databases wrong on their own website. So this should be Unicef. All right, and I hover over, I can see the males and the females. Okay, so let me fix my tooltip up now. So this is percent of, I probably could just get rid of the tooltips. I don't really need them because the male numbers aren't really that important here. Okay, so what do we end up with here? So this is just a bar chart. And I don't see why I have a line going down there. That's really annoying. Can you guys see that gray line there? Oh, you know what? Maybe that's a 0 line. Ah, yeah. There we go. I think that looks a bit better now. And maybe I should, I wonder if I should make the rows in between, so my row dividers, maybe I should make those a bit darker. No, because now they look too much like the reference lines. Something like that. Okay, I think I'm done. Sorry for this being an absolute disaster today. Yeah, it ended up taking me almost 2 hours today. About the first half hour was spent doing the data prep just so I could bring the regions in. And then, yeah, just some cleanup from there. Lots of different charts that I built. If I go to my slide sorter view, you can see all the different things I built. I don't really like too many of them. I'm not too displeased with what I ended up with here. So this would be Makeover Monday 2020. This is week 39, I believe. Yeah, so I'm not super happy with it, but I'm not terribly unhappy either. Yeah, I wonder if I go back to my I make this a map instead. So and so I wonder, yeah, so like the Middle East is here, so I can't really include Africa together. Yeah, so the regions seem like they're split out pretty logically. Now, did the original data set, did that include the US? So where are we here? Makeover Monday data 2020 is 5. Just wondering if I lost some countries here. Is the United States in here? Oh, it's not. Okay, so it's not all countries. So all right, I was a little worried that I had lost some data there. Okay, I think I'm going to go with that. With this this bar chart, it's very tall. Yeah, but that's okay. That doesn't bother me too much. Yeah, so hopefully you found it useful. I know it was probably not the greatest thing ever. Actually, I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going to put those totals back on so I can hide them again. So let's. Oh, got to turn my tooltips back on. So let me just get rid of the word total. See, I wonder now if I go back into my bar chart and if I format this to get rid of the row dividers. How does that look now? I've got a bit of spacing in there. What does that look like if I put it in full screen? I don't know. What do you think? Better with or without? So, what do you like it better with or without the spaces and the lines? I'm worried about if I don't include the lines that it's going to, people might just read them all as going together. Yeah, so I think I like how this is spaced out though. And there was a way to forget how to do it, but that's okay. Yeah, I don't think I don't know. I'm having a bit of a struggle today. Okay, yeah, I think I'll just leave it there. I do think I need to format the median though. Oh. Let's format this line. I think I need to make the text a bit more prominent. Okay, that's a bit better. Okay, and then maybe I should make the lines a bit darker. I just don't like them running into everything else. If I make them a bit darker, what if I make them darker and then make them dashed? What does that look like? Well, that's not too bad. Okay, that's enough. I'm done screwing around with this. Yeah, let me try one more thing. Sorry, I know I probably need to go. let me go here. Come on, let's go to the chart. There we go. If I just do this as an average of 1, and I make this a dual axis, and I synchronize and move those to the back. Okay, so this bar here, if I just make this like light gray, no label, I'm going to edit my axis to be fixed from 0 to 1. Okay, let me hide the header. And then hide the header. Oh, I think I forgot to turn my tooltips back off as well. No, I didn't. Okay, so let's see what that looks like now, because it's going to fill up the space. It's not too bad. I think I might like that better. But I still have the issue of the spacing between the different regions. Yeah, so I probably need to filter or to format those lines again then. So let me just format. And let's go to the lines. Let's make it a solid line again. Make it dark. I don't know. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. That at least breaks them up a bit. But then maybe my median line should just be dashed instead of. Come on, stupid line. Format. If I make that dashed, then it won't be as. And maybe make it thinner. No. So what does that look like now? So now at least I can see the median lines a bit better. Okay, one more thing. I want to make the font for the labels smaller. Okay, so that makes them look a bit smaller. I wonder, maybe I should format these and make these smaller. That should give us a slightly, ever so slightly more room. Okay. Now what would be nice is to be able to put the bar inside there, but that's kind of a pain. No, I could probably do it. So if I want to put the only issue now I have now is that the label for that's all right. I'll just leave it. I worry that the label for the blue bar, or you know what? I know what I can do. I can just make the color of the label the same as that blue that we've been using. What does that look like now? Ooh, that's not great. But it goes with the blue a bit better. Maybe if I set it back to 8 point. Something like, okay, that's not too bad. All right, so now at least I know that the label goes with the, yeah, the label goes with the bar. So, okay, I'm going to stop there. Thanks again for watching. Went way too long, 2 hours. Sorry about that. But yeah, thank you for tuning in today. Hopefully you learned a thing or two. I messed up quite a bit, so hopefully you learned from that as well. But it's okay. I'm not too displeased with how it turned out. Yeah, I think I'm okay. All right. So I guess that's all I have for today. Thanks for joining. Bye.